Hello everyone, welcome to our UGC NET Paper 1 question answer discussion series. We have got 10 units to cover and here's the plan. Every day we'll discuss 50 questions in a single video. That means 100 questions every day. And in just 5 days you'll finish 500 questions from one unit. Now imagine this, when we complete all 10 units, you'll have practiced a total of 5,000 questions. That's not just preparation, that's mastery built through consistency. Remember, solving questions daily sharpens your concept, builds confidence, and helps you score higher in your NET exam. So make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to stay updated because we'll be dropping 2 new videos every day, packed with insights and explanation. Let's get started and crack UGC NET Paper 1 smartly, one question at a time. In today's session, we are going to discuss the first unit, that is teaching aptitude. In this unit, in today's session, we will be discussing 50 MCQs along with their answer and explanation. So question number 1, learning is best defined as dash. Options: a temporary modification in behavior due to fatigue, a relatively permanent change in behavior due to experience and practice, an innate biological maturation process, and option D, knowledge transmission from teacher to learner. So, we all know the definition of learning. It's a permanent change happening in an individual due to his practices or experiences. So, temporary changes cannot be considered as learning. Temporary changes like fatigue cannot be considered as learning. So, that will be option B, that is, a relatively permanent change in behavior due to experience and practice. Next, question number 2. Which of the following is not the characteristics of learning? Options: learning is continuous and lifelong, learning is transferable, learning is purely cognitive, learning is progressive and developmental. So, we all know that learning includes 3 domains like cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. So, it's not purely cognitive. The answer will be option C. Learning is purely cognitive. This is not true about learning. So, among the given statement, which one is not the characteristics of learning, that will be option C. Learning is purely cognitive. It's not true about learning. Next is question number 3, a match the following type of question. So you have to match the type of learning with their best examples. So column A and column B is provided. Conditioning, motor learning, discrimination learning, concept learning. You have to match with the best examples which are given: distinguishing between mother and stranger, connecting bell sounds with food, recognizing fruit as category for apple, banana, learning to ride a two-wheeler. So the options are given over here. Now let's look at the explanation. So conditioning, it's always about the stimulus response. So bell and food will be the answer for conditioning. So conditioning belongs to option B. First one is option B, connecting bell sound with food. Now motor learning, it's about sensory motor coordination. So, sensory motor coordination is happening when we are riding a bike. So, second option, motor learning, is connected with D, learning to ride a two-wheeler. Next is discrimination, which means discriminating between the stimuli. So, the third one, discrimination, third one is connected to the first option, distinguishing between mother and stranger. Fourth one, concept learning. Concept learning is grouping the concepts based on their shared property. That is concept learning. So the fourth one, concept learning, belongs to recognizing fruit as the category for apple and banana. We are trying to group based on the shared property. That is concept learning. Now question number 4, reason assertion type of question. So assertion is given, learning is universal and it occurs in all human beings. And the reason for that is given, every learner progress at the same rate and manner. So learning is of course universal, but learners differ due to individual differences. There will be individual differences in learners. So the assertion is correct and reason is false. So that will be option C among the given. A is true, but R is false. Question number 5. Which theorist defined learning as acquisition and retention of knowledge? Among the four given options, it's option B, Skinner. Skinner's operant conditioning emphasized learning as acquisition and retention through reinforcement. So, the theorist who defined learning as acquisition and retention of knowledge is B.F. Skinner. Next, question number 6, ordering type question. Arrange the following learner characteristics in developmental sequence: moral development, emotional development, intellectual or academic development, physical development. Among the given options, the answer will be option A, that is, development generally progresses from physical to intellectual and then to emotional and then to moral. So, the correct arrangement is physical development, then intellectual development or the academic development, then emotional development and moral development. So, this is the learner characteristics developmental sequence. Question number 7. Which of the following is a distinguishing characteristics of adult learners compared to adolescent learner? Goal orientation, emotional instability, rapid physical growth, peer group influence. So, adult learners are always goal oriented, and also when we are learning, we will be taking a problem centered approach, and we are always self directed and self motivated. We don't need any external push. Meanwhile, adolescent learners shows pure influence and emotional swings compared to adult learners. So among the given following, a distinguishing characteristics of adult learner will be option A, that is goal oriented. Now, question number 8. Which type of learning is primarily involved when a child differentiates between the sound of P in pin and B in bin? So, if a child is able to distinguish between the sound of P and B, then which type of learning is primarily involved in this process? Conditioning, motor learning, discrimination learning, verbal learning. So the child is distinguishing between the sounds, distinguishing between the phonemes, like one is per sound and the other one is b sound. So a classic case of distinguishing or discrimination is happening here. So it will be option C, discrimination learning. Next, question number 9. Learning style, self-image and motivation belongs to which category of learner characteristics? Options: personal factors, social and mental factors, academic factors, cognitive factors. So when it comes to motivation, self-image and sociability, they are classified as social and the mental factors of the learner. So that will be option B, social and mental factor. Next is a true or false question. Question number 10. Learning involves only positive change in behavior. So, this is a false statement because learning may lead to both positive and negative behavior. Example: antisocial habits are also learned from the society. Next is question number 11. Which of the following is not an implication for teaching based on learners' diversity? Options: recognize and accommodate individual differences. Option B, use one standard teaching strategy for all learners. Option C, foster learner autonomy. And option D, provide feedback and support. So, the question is that which of the following is not an implication for teaching, and it should be based on learners' diversity. So, teachers should always diversify the strategy, right? They should use different methods inside a classroom. It's not restricted to one method for a group of students. So among the given, it will be option B. Using one standard teaching strategy for all learners is not an implication for teaching based on the diversity of learners. Next is question number 12. Which type of learning involves reflection, analysis, and higher order thinking? Options are concept learning, problem solving learning, conditioning, motor learning. So, learning which involves reflection, analysis, and higher order thinking. That is always problem solving because it requires critical thinking and reasoning skills. So, it will be option B, problem solving learning. Next is question number 13. A student refuses to speak their mother tongue after repeated punishment at school. This is an example of dash classical conditioning, operant conditioning, discrimination learning, concept learning. So, the behavior change that is occurring due to an enforcement or due to a punishment is called operant conditioning. So, a student refusing to speak their mother tongue after repeated punishment will be option B, operant conditioning. Next is a match the following type of question. Here you have to match the factors affecting teaching with their corresponding categories. So, option A, the column A involves teacher's subject expertise, prior knowledge of learners, classroom culture, teacher student ratio. Now, the other side, column B, institutional factors, learner related factors, teacher related factors, instructional environment. So answer will be first one, teacher subject expertise. That is always teacher's knowledge, right? It will be based on teacher related factor. Next is prior knowledge of the learner. Prior knowledge of the learner is a learner related factor. Then classroom culture. So classroom culture is related to the instructional environment and teacher student ratio is related to institutional factor. So that will be option A. Next is a reason assertion question. So assertion is that learning is a progressive and developmental process. Reason, maturation and prior knowledge have no role in learning. So, of course, learning is a progressive process, but it heavily depends upon maturation and prior knowledge. So, reason is wrong. So, it will be option B, that is, assertion is true and reason is false. Next is question number 16. Which factor is most critical in motor learning? Options: emotional maturity, sensory motor coordination, moral development, peer support. So, motor learning, it depends heavily on the maturity of our sensory motor coordination. So, it will be option B. Next is question number 17, ordering type question. You have to arrange the following adult learner characteristics in a logical way. So, first one, accept responsibility for learning, skeptical about new information, problem centered orientation, goal directed. So, when it comes to adult learners, they usually begin with a goal, then moves to problem solving orientation, then they will apply this critical skepticism and finally take responsibility. So, the arrangement is option B, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next is question number 18. When a child acquires vocabulary and syntax in a new language, it is primarily dash type of learning. Options: verbal learning, concept learning, problem solving learning, and discrimination learning. So, when a child is learning a language, that means language acquisition. So, language acquisition is basically learning words, syntax, and meaning. So that comes under verbal learning. So that will be option A. Next, question number 19. Again, a reason assertion question. Assertion: individual differences influence learning outcome. Reason: learners differs in intelligence, economic status, and personality. So here, diversity in personal traits will always affects the diversity in learning outcome. So here both the statements are true and the reason is correctly explaining the assertion. So that will be option A. Next is a match the following question where you have to match the type of conditioning with the features. So two types of conditioning is given here, classical conditioning and operant conditioning. So, classical conditioning belongs to the association of neutral and significant stimulus, and this is put forward by Pavlov. Next is operant conditioning, which belongs to reinforcement and punishment, learning or acquiring through punishment or enforcement, and this is put forward by B.F. Skinner. Next is question number 21. Which factor related to support materials hinders the comprehension most? Options: meaningfulness, organization, excessive length, relevance. So, materials are getting too long or too difficult, then that reduces the comprehension ability of the learners. So that will be option C, excessive length of the material. That will always affect the comprehension ability of the learners. Next is question number 22. A student solving a mathematical puzzle by testing multiple solution shows dash. Verbal learning, conditioning, problem solving learning, concept learning. So, applying trial, reflection, analysis all comes under problem solving learning. So, he is trying to solve a mathematical puzzle by testing multiple solutions that he knows. So, that is problem solving learning, option C. Next is question number 23, that is an ordering type question where you have to arrange in the order of increasing complexity of the learning types. So, it's given conditioning, concept learning, problem solving learning, motor learning. So, conditioning is the basic type of learning which is having a very basic complexity, then motor learning, then abstract concept, and finally critical problem solving. So, that will be option A. Then, question number 24. In adolescent learners, peer pressure primarily affects dash cognitive development, social development, moral reasoning, physical growth. So, peer influence or influence of the friends always affects on their social development. That will be option B. Next is a reason assertion question. The assertion is that feedback is essential in teaching learning process. Reason, feedback helps learners correct the errors and reinforce learning. So feedback always directly improves the performance and retention of the learner. In that case, here both the assertion and reason are true and reason is correctly explaining the assertion. Next is question number 26. Which learner factor includes attention span, memory ability, and intellectual skill? Academic, personal, cognitive, social. So, when it comes to the mental process for learning, like the attention span, memory ability, intellectual skills, and all, it always comes under cognitive factor. It's not academic, personal, or social, it's a cognitive factor. Next is question number 27. Which one is not an institutional factor affecting teaching? Teacher student ratio, teacher commitment, infrastructure, classroom culture. So, teacher student ratio, commitment of the teacher, and infrastructure are, of course, institutional factor. But when it comes to classroom culture, that belongs to instructional environment. That is an instructional factor. So, this will be option D. Next is question number 28. This is a true or false question. Learning is complete when the teacher has successfully delivered the lesson. Is the statement true or false? So, learning totally depends on learners' change in behavior. It's not just about teaching delivery. So, this statement is false. Question number 29 is a match the following question. So, you have to match the characteristics of adolescent learners with appropriate domains. So, rapid growth in height and weight, moral dilemmas and reasoning, pure acceptance and group identity, emotional instability. Rapid growth in height and weight is a physical factor. Moral dilemmas and reasoning is a social factor. Then emotional instability is an emotional and psychological factor. Peer acceptance and group identity is a moral factor. So, the answer is 1D, 2B, C, 3 and 4A. Next, question number 30. Which type of learning underlies a child's ability to differentiate between real and toy objects? So differentiating the quality of objects, that comes under discrimination. So among the given option, it's option B, discrimination learning. Next is question number 31, ordering type question. So you have to arrange these teacher related factors in logical sequence for effective teaching. Subject knowledge, teaching skills, personality and behavioral traits, adaptability. So here you have to arrange it's related to the teacher related factors in a logical sequence. So it will be knowledge first, then skills, then the personality impact, and then finally adaptability. So that will be option A. Next, question number 32. Which adult learner traits makes them resistant to rote learning? Skepticism, goal orientation, responsibility acceptance, self direction. So, adults question always the new informations, unlike passive memorization. So, that will be skepticism. Compared to children, adults will be more skeptical towards things. Now, question number 33 is a recent assertion type question. So, assertion, prior knowledge enhances new learning. And the reason? It helps learners connect with unfamiliar materials to existing cognitive structures. So, new learning is more meaningful when it is anchored to prior knowledge. In that case, both the statements are true and the reason is correctly explaining the assertion. Next is question number 34. Learning is a lifelong process. This implies dash. And the options are learning is limited to schooling years, adults and adolescent learners learns differently. Learning stops after maturity. Learning applies only to formal education. So lifelong learning means continuous across ages in different forms. So adults and adolescents learn differently. That means it is option B. Learning is a lifelong process in which adults and learners will learn differently across their ages in different forms. Next is question number 35. This is a match the following type question. You have to match the type of learning with the psychological process involved. Motor learning, problem solving learning, concept learning, verbal learning. And the column B, critical thinking and reflection, vocabulary acquisition, sensory motor coordination, categorization, and generalization. So, motor learning matches to sensory motor coordination, then problem solving learning matches to critical thinking and reflection, concept learning matches categorization and generalization. Finally, verbal learning matches to vocabulary acquisition. So that will be 1 matches to C, 2 matches to A, 3 matches to D, and 4 matches to B. Next is question number 36. Which personal factor plays the strongest role in language acquisition? Age, economic status, gender, achievement motivation. So according to critical period hypothesis, young learners acquires language more easily. So that will be option A, age. Next, we are discussing question number 37. Arrange the factors affecting teaching from most immediate to the broadest influence. So, learner related factors, teacher related factors, instructional environment, institutional factors. So, here you have to arrange the factors affecting teaching from immediate to least. So, immediate is the learner factor, then next is the teacher related factors, then the environment, that is the instructional environment, and finally the institution. So that will be option A. Next is question number 38. Which type of learning is most transferable across context? Motor learning, concept learning, conditioning, discrimination learning. So when it comes to concept learning, concepts applies broadly. Example, there is a concept of gravity which applies in multiple settings. So the type of learning that is most transferable across the context are concept learning because that applies broadly. So it will be option B. Next, question number 39. Assertion reason question. Assertion, classroom culture influences learning outcome. Reason, learning occurs in isolation independent of social setting. So, when you're looking at the assertion, classroom social interaction, they are strongly affecting the learning. So, classroom culture influences the learning outcome, but learning is not occurring in isolation and it's not independent of social setting because learning is strongly affected by the social interaction. In that case, option B is the right answer. Assertion is a correct statement and reason is a false statement. Now, question number 40, which is the most advanced stage of learning according to the given order? Options are concept learning, conditioning, problem solving learning, verbal learning. So, the most advanced stages of learning always includes reflection, analysis, and critical reasoning. So, that will be problem solving learning because problem solving requires analysis and critical thinking. So, that will be option C. Next is question number 41. Match the following type of question. Here you have to match the learner factor with their types. So the learner factor are prior knowledge, diet and nutrition, language background, motivation. And the types are academic, personal, social or mental, biological or physical. So prior knowledge is academic and diet and nutrition is a biological or physical factor. Language and background is a personal factor. And finally, motivation is a social or mental factor. Now, question number 42. Which factor is more strongly aligned to learners' self-efficacy? And the options are motivation, attention span, maturation, memory ability. So, motivation and self belief, they strongly correlate with self efficacy. So, that will be option A, motivation, the factor that is strongly linked with learners' self efficacy. Next is question number 43. An adolescent's ability to question authority and values are linked to dash intellectual development, moral development, emotional development, physical development. So, an adolescent's ability to question the authority and values are always aligned to moral reasoning. Expands in adolescence that they question the norms, they questions the ritual, they questions everything. So it's strongly aligned with their morality. Next, question number 44 is a true or false question. All individual differences are innate and cannot be modified. So, this is a false statement because many differences like attitudes, achievements, skills are shaped by the environment in which the individual is existing and are shaped sometimes due to experiences. So, it's not like these differences cannot be modified and they are innate. So, this is a false statement. Next is question number 45. Which factors directly links institutional quality with students' performance? Options are teacher-student ratio, self-directed learning, prior knowledge, memory span. So when the student ratio are low, then that means they will get more teachers' attention. If they are getting more teachers' attention, that means there will be a better outcome. So that one factor which directly link with institutional quality and student outcome is teacher-student ratio, option A. Next is question number 46, an ordering type question. Arrange the learning domains in Bloom's hierarchy. Affective, psychomotor, cognitive. So according to Bloom's hierarchy, it's cognitive, affective and psychomotor. So that will be option B. Next is question number 47. Which of the following shows negative transfer of learning? Learning cycling helps in riding motorbike. Prior knowledge of Hindi helps in learning Sanskrit. Speaking mother tongue interferes in English pronunciation. Mathematics helps in physics problem solving. So here it's asked for a negative transfer of learning. So interference is a negative transfer. So speaking mother tongue, interference in English pronunciation sometimes, this is causing a negative transfer of learning. So that will be option C. we can always see that some people talk in English with a influence of a bit of their mother tongue. So this is a negative inference. Next question number 48. Match teaching implications with strategy. So the teaching implications given here are accommodate individual differences, foster autonomy, provide support and feedback, use diverse strategies. And the strategies given learner centered pedagogy, formative assessment, differentiated instruction, self directed learning. So, here we have to match the implications with the strategies. So, accommodating individual differences that belongs to differentiated instruction. When you're accommodating individual differences, we are creating differentiated instruction mechanism for different students. Next one, foster autonomy. And the strategy for that is self-directed learning. Now, providing support and feedback is a formative assessment. And learner-centered pedagogy is using diverse strategies. So that will be 1 matches to C, 2 matches to D, 3 matches to B, and 4 matches to A. Now, question number 49. Which is a non-cognitive learner characteristic? Memory span, intellectual skill, problem solving, self-image. So, self-image is a social or an affective domain. It's not cognitive. So, option D, self-image. Next, question number 50. Assertion. Learning style influences classroom strategy. Reason, every learner benefits equally from the same instructional method. So, different learning styles requires different methods. So, the assertion is correct because learning styles influences the classroom strategy. But the recent statement, that is every learner benefits equally from the same instructional method, is a wrong statement because one size will never fits for all, and that applies for learning and teaching as well. So here it's option B, A is true and R is false.